first ever NFL Black Friday football game. Let's go, Miami. Come on. Before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to give a special shout out to today's sponsors, starting with Gold Fine and Bowles, Lawyers for the Injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their two things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PlaybookSports on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Playbook Sports Podcast. This is Nate coming back at you guys with another Miami Dolphins preview video. Let's just dive right into this one. Miami traveling to the Jets, a divisional matchup, two teams that need the win. Let's talk about it just a little bit here. Miami, 7-3 on the season, coming off of a pretty hard-fought 2013 victory over the Raiders, where, let's be honest, the offense didn't exactly look in sync. Would have liked to see more out of them. But, man, did that defense absolutely come to play, turning over the Raiders 3 times, including 2 interceptions by your reigning AFC Defensive Player of the Week, Jalen Ramsey. Now, on the other side, the Jets sitting at 4-6, coming off of a brutal loss at the hands of the Buffalo Bills, 32-6, in a game where Saleh said, "I've seen enough," and benches Zach Wilson in the third quarter for quarterback Tim Boyle. And has since come out now that Zach Wilson not only will not be backing up Tim Boyle, he is the third-string quarterback going forward. Talk about a hard bench. Make him the backup, but damn, make him all the way third string? That is brutal, Robert Saleh. It's the right call, though. Let's just dive right into the injury report, starting first with your Miami Dolphins. A lot of questionables on this list. Key among them, I'm just going to touch on a few of them because when someone's listed as questionable, right, it's will they play, will they not play? It's kind of up in the air. It's not doubtful or probable. Obviously, it's questionable. So who knows? They could all play and none of them could play. So I'm going to pop it up on the screen for you guys here. Key ones I want to mention for the Miami Dolphins of players that, so like Teron Armstead, he's going to go. Austin Jackson, Lester Cotton, both are going to be good to go according to Mike McDaniel. Robert Hunt, though, up in the air. He's somebody the Dolphins desperately need to come back, man. He is one of the best right guards in football right now. He's an absolute road-paving run blocker, and the rush game really suffers with him off the field. You saw it last week against the Raiders. When we have Liam Eichenberg at right guard and Lester Cotton at left guard, it is not easy to run the ball between the tackles, man. Very, very tough. Makes us a lot more of a one-dimensional football team. Would love to see Robert Hunt out there. We did not elevate an offensive lineman, which is good news for Robert Hunt. It means he's most likely at least going to be active. Now, the Dolphins did recently have Connor Williams active, and he didn't play, but just having Robert Hunt active means he's right there, ready to go almost. So that's a good sign. And then the other one I want to touch on for the Miami Dolphins is Devon Achane, also listed as questionable. Looked like he kind of banged up that same knee in early going last week. Sucks, man, because, God, he is so explosive. Would love to have him in this game available. Obviously, Salvon Ahmed just hit the IR. He's done for the year. Chris Brooks is on IR. So we've got Raheem Mostert. We've got Jeff Wilson. I would love to have Devon Achane in there as well. Just so I would rather him be healthy, though. If he's going to dress, maybe get 1 or 2 plays. Just be careful. Don't get too badly hurt. Don't get hurt at all would be great because we're going to need you come the home stretch. Now, let's flip over to the Jets. And their injury list, notable among them for players who are unlikely to play, at least in my opinion. Michael Carter II, their nickel corner, didn't practice at all Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He is a doubtful game status, probably not going to go. He's one of the best nickel corners in the league, honestly, very, very good corner. So him being out really hurts their defensive backs, just the room in general, because they really could use him. So a big loss for them there. And then Mekhi Becton did not practice on Tuesday and then limited Wednesday and then did not practice again on Thursday. Just another offensive line injury, man. I do feel for the Jets. I had concerns about their offensive line coming into the year, and that was with their 5 starters. This will be potentially their 15th different combination of offensive linemen, and this will be their 11th football game. That's brutal. That's brutal. No team can prepare for something like that. It's tough to see, but it really does look like Mekhi Becton will not go. Missing him, and this will be Dwayne Brown's potentially first game back from IR. He was just activated because it was his last possible day to be activated. So I think if they play him, I'd be shocked. Let me just put it that way. If he plays in this game, I will be surprised. So the Jets still hurting up front. But their defense is still going to be very, very good. So we're going to need the Miami Dolphins X Factor, Raheem Mostert, to step up in this game. He's who I'm going with for Miami on the offensive side of the ball. And there's going to be a theme for this, and you're going to get it as we go. The Miami Dolphins and the New York Jets are both going to try to run the football. That will be a key to success for both of these teams, is effectively running the football. Raheem Mostert has got to go. He's got to go. Got to hit the holes. Got to hold on to the ball. Keep those safeties honest. If the running game isn't working, we're in trouble. And that's going to be the same for the Jets as their offensive X factors, Breece Hall. Their whole game plan has to be Breece Hall, Breece Hall, Breece Hall. It has to be. There's no way that they're sitting down right now talking about Tim Boyle's going to throw the ball 30 times. It's not a recipe for victory, fellas. It's just not. In his NFL career, Tim Boyle, 3 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. He cannot be the key for them. It has to be Breece Hall and Dalvin Cook a little bit, although Cook doesn't get many touches. It's got to be Breece Hall, man. He's definitely their guy. If Breece Hall's able to churn up the yardage and control the flow of this football game, that could be real troublesome for Miami. So I'm going with both running backs for offensive X factors. Defensively, Miami, I'm going with middle linebacker David Long Jr. Thought about him, thought about Javon Holland, ultimately landed on David Long Jr. because he's going to be having to call out these run fits and jumping into those gaps and stopping Breece Hall before he can get going and reading the offense and just being the captain of the defense. He's got to be a leader out there. He's been playing great. We need him to fly around and make plays all day long. Our defense will have to match their defense. That's how it's going to come down to. And for the Jets, I'm going with defensive lineman Quinnen Williams. Arguably their best all-around player, honestly. He is one of the few game-wrecking defensive tackles in the NFL. He can absolutely derail drives. If he just lives in the backfield all game long, Miami's offense will struggle. If he pushes the pocket from the middle, and if I had to guess, he's going to line up over one of the guards, over one of the backup guards, or if Robert Hunt can't go. If Robert Hunt can't go, then you can bet your ass Quinnen Williams will line up across from Liam Eichenberg all day long, and we're going to have to help him because Quinnen Williams will absolutely have his way with him. No, thank you. Quinnen Williams can be a real problem. We're going to have to hold him down. Let's get into the 5 keys to a Miami Dolphins victory this Black Friday. Number 1, I've talked about it a ton, and I'm probably not even done talking about it yet. It's stop the run. You have to stop the run and make Tim Boyle beat you. I already gave you his statistics. His college statistics are even worse. I think 1 touchdown, 13 interceptions. This guy is on this team because Aaron Rodgers wanted him on this team. This is an Aaron Rodgers guy. Not a good backup quarterback in the NFL, let alone starting quarterback in the NFL. Make him beat you. Tim Boyle, you want to have a career day? Okay, fine. You did it. But that's what they have to do. You have to make them beat you through the air. Do not let them run. Stop the run all day long. Number 2 is get Jalen Waddle going, man. Why is it that Tyreek has to come off the field for Jalen Waddle to get 3 straight targets, and he catches all 3 of them for good yards, and he looks like the Jalen Waddle we all know and love? Why are we not spreading the ball around? Is it really that big of an emphasis on the offensive side of the ball for Tyreek Hill to get 2,000 yards? Come on, man. Get the offense going. The offense looks so much more in sync together when Tua is spreading the ball around to all of the weapons on the field and not simply going to Tyreek. The Jets are going to put Sauce Gardner probably on Tyreek Hill. That's a tough matchup. Sauce Gardner, for the shit I love to talk about him, is a very, very good corner. If he's going to follow Tyreek Hill and they're going to double him and try and just take Tyreek out of the game, it's got to be Waddle. Guys, you have 2 number 1 wide receivers. Use them both, please. Please use them both. Get Jalen Waddle going in this game. We need him. Number 3, no turnovers. I'm really tired of having to say this and really mean it. I'd love for a couple of weeks to go by and I'm like, yeah, I could say no turnovers, but we're already doing that. That's not happening. We turn the ball over 3 times. Tua, fumble, an interception. Don't give these bad teams more chances to beat you because eventually it will bite you in the ass. The Raiders had chances. We had so many opportunities to put the Raiders away in that football game, and we just kept letting them hang around. Please don't let the Jets hang around. I'm not interested in that. Let's just put our foot on the throat and just go down and score. Don't get, or a punt. Even let it end in a punt. Have every drive end in a kick. Let it be a PAT or a punt or a field goal. That's what it has to be. Don't give them more options. Don't let their defense beat you. Don't let the defense beat you. It's that simple. Number 4, carry on, defense. Carry on. They have been absolutely balling on the defensive side of the football, the Miami Dolphins have. Last 3 games, the Miami Dolphins defense have allowed 17, 14, and 13 points. They are playing fantastic football. And now you get Tim Boyle throwing the football. Do what you've been doing. Stay true to the program. You can see the Fangio defense is starting to click for most of these guys, and that should be a scary thing for the rest of this league. If that defense is going to be we're already top 10 now in EPA, which is fantastic, right behind the Jets in yards per game allowed. We had 2 games this year where the defense had total stinkers, and they were both within the first 4 weeks. Against the Chargers in week 1, who have a good offense. No one will dispute that. And against the Bills, who are unbelievable in the month of September/early October. They're unbelievable at that point in time, okay? And the Bills have our number, so it is what it is. Other than that, the defense has been good. Now they are rounding into form, and you can say that they are great. Keep it up. Do it again. Please and thank you. And number 5. I mean, come on. The theme of this game, I've already said it a bunch. Run the damn ball, Miami. I am so sick of 4th down and 1, 3rd down and 1, and we're throwing screen passes. Give the ball to your running backs and tell your big boys up front to beat them. Let's go. I'm sick of it. We need to run the ball. We're averaging 143 rushing yards a game. We have to earn single high safety. McDaniel, that is a key thing you mentioned coming over to Miami last year. Earn single high safety. You can't earn it if you're always passing. Run the damn ball. Use Mostert. Use Wilson. Maybe use Achane as long as he's good to go. Don't hurt him. But run the damn ball. Pound the rock. Control the clock. Win the game. Those are your keys to victory for the Miami Dolphins. Final verdict. Brought to you by the law offices of Gold, Fine, and Bulls. Give them a phone call for any sort of legal representation. 309-673-5144. Sadly, I do think this is going to be an ugly game. I think it's going to be a defensive struggle. It's cool that it's the first ever Black Friday game, although it's in the middle of the day. Weird. I do think it's going to be low scoring. Both of these defenses are legit. The Dolphins' offense hasn't looked spectacular in their last 2 games. I mean, yeah, they should have put up way more points against the Raiders. 20 points is not good enough. Offense has to get going. They're sputtering a little bit, and the Jets' defense is good. Dolphins' defense is good, and they're going up against Tim Boyle. This will be a low-scoring game. That being said, the Dolphins are winning this effing football game. There's no way we're going to let Tim Boyle beat us. No way. Come on. The Dolphins in the past years, the Dolphins I grew up knowing and unfortunately loving would lose this football game. Not this team. Not now. Not now. Miami Dolphins, 20. New York Jets, 10. Come on, Miami. Fins up, bitches. Stay in the hunt for the number 1 seed, and we will see you guys in the recap video.